What if I told you that one man's radical rulebook, dedicated to Satan, wielded hidden influence over two of America's most prominent political figures? Curious? You should be. That man, Saul Alinsky. That book, Rules for Radicals. The legacy, still unfolding. Today, we uncover a tale of politics, intrigue, and ideological warfare. Meet Saul Alinsky, the father of community organizing. His book, Rules for Radicals, isn't just a manual, it's a manifesto. And here's a shocker, it's dedication to Lucifer, the original rebel. Now you might wonder why a political strategist would take inspiration from Satan. But let's go deeper. Was this merely symbolism or a window into Alinsky's true intentions? Rules for Radicals is a modern communist manifesto. It doesn't stop at proletariat uprisings, but reimagines societal frameworks. And yes, the red thread of Marxism runs through it all. Marx dreamed of a workers' revolution. Alinsky aimed for change through the marginalized. Both sought a transformation of the status quo. Distinct paths, similar destinations. Enter Hillary Clinton, a Wellesley College student. She pens her thesis on Alinsky and forms a bond that transcends mere academic interest. Letters exchanged, jobs offered, admiration mutual. But Alinsky's reach doesn't stop there. Barack Obama, before the White House days, was sculpted in Chicago, where Alinsky's influence was profound. The Developing Communities Project on Chicago's South Side, an organization deeply entrenched in Alinsky's teachings, became the crucible where Obama encountered and practiced Alinsky's strategies firsthand. Here's where things get concerning. Alinsky's strategy about using ridicule as a weapon stands out most. Alinsky asserts on page 128, ridicule is man's most potent weapon. And if you think this is some dusty old tactic from a bygone era, think again. Ron DeSantis received unbridled criticism, earning him the nickname Death Santis for his response of resisting the lockdowns and mask mandates during the COVID pandemic. Many cartoons came out likening him to the Grim Reaper. Hosts like Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel, Trevor Noah, and Seth Meyers regularly ridiculed Trump's policies, his tweets, his speeches. Each had their own comedic takes on the president's actions and words.
Mr. Trump, your presidency, I love your presidency. I call it disgrace the nation. You're not the POTUS, you're the bloatus. You're the glutton with the button. You're a regular Gorge Washington.
Sarah Palin, the 2008 vice presidential nominee, faced extensive mockery during and after the campaign. Tina Fey's impersonation of Palin on Saturday Night Live was very memorable.
I can see Russia from my house.
Which Palin never actually said, became ingrained in popular culture. CNN shifted its news coverage significantly during Trump's presidency, dedicating a disproportionate amount of time to Trump-related stories, berating his character, his decisions, his tweets, his appearance. Nothing was off limits for their ridicule. This intensive focus on Trump with a critical lens brought in a surge of viewers of like mind. It was at a price though, because once Trump was out of office, the content for this mega news corporation dried up. In 2020, CNN boasted 1.8 million in viewership. That number has plummeted to a 30-year low at 473,000 in March of this year. This ridicule is not mere jest. They aren't just mocking for views. They're strategic moves channeling Alinsky. Ridicule disarms, it polarizes, and often silences in our age of social media and rapid news cycles. Such tactics are more potent than ever, and Alinsky taught that there was no defense against such tactics. Any response by the opponent only played into the hands of the activists. Alinsky's rules, driven by ideologies that many find contrary to principles of freedom and democracy, are not just about manipulation, they're about achieving an ideological objective. The spine of Rules for Radicals, taking cues from Marxism, challenges our ideals of freedom and individuality. It's not just a manual for some, it's a mandate. A communist manifesto 2.0. This is for the modern agitator of today, the political activists. Today's political strategies aren't just born in boardrooms. They're forged in radical fires, inspired by works like Alinsky's. You see the similarities with the BLM riots of 2020?
But they were all of them deceived.
They're following Alinsky's playbook. Leave a comment below to let us know where you've seen the ridicule of the opposition in your life. You're not alone. Here's how we can counter these tactics and strategies. Educate and inform. Knowledge is power. By understanding the tactics and educating others about them, you can preemptively identify and expose Alinsky-like strategies as they emerge. This can neutralize their impact. Promote constructive dialogue. Many of Alinsky's tactics focus on polarizing the opposition to disengage and cut off communication. By promoting dialogue and understanding, emphasizing the importance of finding common ground, and avoiding inflammatory rhetoric, you can counteract efforts to polarize and isolate. Expose manipulative tactics. When you notice tactics like ridicule or freeze it, personalize it, then polarize it being used publicly, point them out. Name and expose these tactics. You can reduce their effectiveness. Stay principled. It's important to be consistent in your principles and to act with integrity. By doing so, it becomes harder for our opponents to delegitimize or caricature you. Strengthen internal unity. Alinsky's rules often seek to exploit divisions within the opposition. By maintaining internal cohesion and mutual respect within your group or community, you can counteract efforts to divide and conquer. Cultivate empathy. Many of Alinsky's tactics rely on creating enemies. By cultivating empathy and refusing to demonize others, you can prevent the kind of polarization these tactics aim to achieve. Promote positive alternatives. Instead of just opposing something, provide and promote positive alternatives. This can redirect the energy and focus of the community toward constructive solutions rather than mere opposition. And so our journey comes full circle, from a dedication to Satan.
I pledge myself to your teachings.
To the corridors of power. We've unearthed the legacy of Saul Alinsky, his rules for radicals, and the Marxist strategies he introduced to American culture. If today's video left you stunned, don't stay silent. Like, share, and subscribe. Together, let's bring these truths to light. Until next time, stay informed, stay curious, and break the rules of the radicals.